because he's just a jasad. So then how does he speak? How does he act? How does he move? How does he pursue his mission of impersonation of the true Messiah? Answer, he does it because he's externally programmed. Today there's a term called artificial intelligence, where you can externally program a robot, for example, to behave in a certain way. Artificial intelligence. So Allah created Dajjal and Allah programmed Dajjal. And whatever Dajjal does, all his actions, all his conduct, everything that he speaks, he does so not on his own accord, because he does not have any ruh, he does not have any nafs. No. Everything he does on the basis of programming, divine programming. So, excuse me, Jordan, no, Dajjal is not a jinn. And Dajjal is not the son of Iblis. I hope that I have settled the issue. Why did I have to spend so much time on this subject? The reason for this is, and I am not boasting, no, anyone who boasts in the world of knowledge, guess what happens? Allah takes away your knowledge from you, that's right. Allah takes away your knowledge from you if you boast. So no, I'm not boasting. If you turn to all the books of tafsir, all the books of tafsir that we are able to put our hands on, you will find that no one in the history of the revelation, since the revelation of the Quran, no one has ever explained or interpreted the jasad in Surah Al-Sad to be Dajjal. It is Allah's kindness to me. I don't deserve this honor. I am the first to declare I don't deserve it. But Allah, in His kindness and in His wisdom, has allowed me to give this interpretation for the first time. And since it is being given for the first time, and it's an interpretation, we have to be humble and say Allah knows best. Only Allah does not make mistakes. Although I was in New York and I used to give the khutbah at the United Nations in Manhattan once a month, for a whole 10 years. And they'll always warn me, Sheikh Imran, you can't come in the United Nations and blast the United Nations like this. They will take away the hall from us. Every month they will warn me and warn me and warn me and warn me. But I continued seeing. And the head of the Arabic Translation Bureau at the United Nations was a Palestinian. I won't mention his name. I don't know if he's still alive now. Very fine man. So he made me laugh. He said, there are only two people who don't make mistakes, Allah and the Queen of England. The Queen of England says she's infallible. She doesn't make mistakes. Anyhow, that's a little joke or that. So we say Allah knows best. We have given this interpretation of the jasad, and we are convinced that it is correct. Otherwise, we will not teach it to you. We will not explain it to you, unless we are convinced that it is correct. But because this is the first time since the Quran was revealed, that the Quran is being used in this way, that this explanation is being offered, and this is why it was necessary for me to devote so much time to try to explain the subject slowly and easily, that no, Dajjal is not a jinn, and Dajjal is not the son of Iblis. That's not true. Since Dajjal is only a jasad, will Allah judge a jasad on Judgment Day? Huh? No. The only way you will stand before Allah for judgment on Judgment Day, to be judged, is if you have a nafs, a self, and with that self you have freedom to choose, a self-directed will. Then, when you choose to act in this way or in that way, you'll have responsibility for your action. Then it's called, in ethical language, it's called conduct. Behavior which is ethically evaluated is called conduct. This is moral philosophy. Alhamdulillah, I was able to do my master's degree in philosophy at the University of Karachi. So, Dajjal does not have conduct. No. Dajjal cannot choose between truth and falsehood and decide to choose falsehood instead of truth. No. Dajjal does not have a self-directed will. A jasad does not have that. No. Dajjal is just a body without a soul and without a self. And I've been saying for how many, 15 years now, that Dajjal will not be tried by Allah on Judgment Day, for judgment, no. And sent to Jannah or Jahannam, no, 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 no. When Nabi Isa alayhi salam kills Dajjal, as we are told in the hadith he would be killed, then that will be the end of Dajjal. That's the end of Dajjal. Nothing more you'll hear about him. He will pass into non-existence. I hope that this explanation which I have given here tonight from my sitting room here in Trinidad would be understood. There will be no ambiguity, nothing to cause you to be confused. After all, I have spoken clearly and plainly. Why should there be confusion? But if you still have questions, send me an email, and then on Yawmul Ahad, when we have the program on IBN, I will see if I can devote a little part of the time that we have, 1 hour, to answering your questions on Dajjal. But I believe I have succeeded in explaining the subject to you from the Quran in a manner which should not be confusing for you. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala might bless you, my students, in the years to come with knowledge of the Quran. That's why we must make the dua which is there in the Quran. Rabbi zidni ilma. Whenever you recite the Quran, tonight is the 3rd night of Rabiul Awal. Yes, the 3rd of Rabiul Awal. And I have already finished reciting Surah Al-Baqarah, and I've already recited Surah Ali Imran, and I've completed about half of Surah An-Nisa. This is my recitation. I don't know about you. Whenever you reciting the Quran, try to complete the whole Quran once every lunar month. If you are my students, when I'm no longer in this world, I don't know when Allah will call me away. When I'm no longer in this world, please don't say you're my student unless you're reciting the whole Quran cover to cover at least once a month. Do not say you are my student. No, unless you are doing this. May Allah make it easy for you. It will be easy for you to do it if you turn off the television. It will be easy for you to recite the Quran if you get rid of the smartphone. A smartphone is really smart, you know. It takes away your time. That's right. It will be easy for you if you go to the remote countryside, get out of the city. I'm already making my plans, you know. I'm already making my plans. I'm not going to use cryptocurrency to buy gasoline for my car. No, may Allah help me, may Allah help me, may Allah help me. No, I can't go down that road. So when once they demonetize all the paper money, I'm out. You probably won't be able to hear from me again. I won't be able to travel, no. It won't be long again. I have to go to the remote countryside. Yes, and take with me some sheep and goats, yeah. And learn to plant some food. I'm saying to you, there's very little time left. No, very little time left now. So you recite the Quran once a month, and every time you recite a passage from the Quran for your daily recitation, this is the Sunnah of the Prophet. He used to recite a certain passage of the Quran every day, every day, every day. And when you finish reciting for the day and you're making a dua, it will be beneficial to recite this dua. Rabbi zidni ilma. Oh Allah, kindly increase for me my knowledge of this Quran. That's the most important knowledge in the world. So now let's wind up now with the news that I'll be traveling soon, and I need your dua that I may be able to travel safely. Your duas are important for me. Every time I travel, there is danger. When I travel this time, I'll be away for several months. I have several countries to visit. If you're there in Pakistan, I'm going to try to visit you in Pakistan this time for the first time in about 5 years. And also, I'll be there in Britain at the end of December and early January. And if you want to meet with me in Britain, send me an email. I'll put you in contact with my students who will be arranging. There'll be no public lectures in Britain or in France. But send me an email. I will be in Pakistan, probably in February or March, and Britain in the end of December, early January. I pray that Allah may bless you all and grant you knowledge of the Quran. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.